This is our big year, 2010 coming up. There are various discussions going on. Senator Carol Fukunaga has organized a discussion group, a work group, to try to figure out what possibilities are there. And we're having a program, Think Tech Hawaii, in connection with the Hawaii Venture Capital Association, Pacific New Media, Tech Hui, and a lot of other people, is producing, an anthology group, marketing group. We're going to have a program, and I hope you'll be there.
I will be there.
On October 29th, and we're going to talk about, historically, what we've done in the past 10 years, what we need to do now, what kind of initiatives are possible about capital, and then those three, that is Carol Fukunaga, Colleen Hanabusa, and Angus McKelvey from the legislature, are going to talk about the climate in the legislature and what could be possible.
Well, when you take a look at things moving so slowly in the legislature, and many times that the legislature doesn't help, it's more of a stumbling block, like the regulatory hurdles that businesses have to go through. I would just like to have people have the opportunity to take a look at the movers and shakers in Europe that are going to pull themselves off of the fossil fuel dependence, which we have in Hawaii, an unbelievable dependence on fossil fuel. And they're going to pull themselves off in Europe because they're focusing on it. They're putting the money there. They're putting the students' technology, their knowledge there. And I wish that the legislature could take a quick learning course to say, if we want to get off of our 92% dependence on fossil fuel, then we have to move now. And that means that we have to put things in place in this coming legislative session that's really going to help us get there. I mean, this would be, when I talk about wave energy and creating a wave hub, an underwater socket, an underwater plug with, well, a series of plugs so the wave companies can plug in. What that does is it creates the high-tech jobs for our youngsters. It keeps the Pearl Harbor shipyard active and busy, so it doesn't run the risk of being shut down. It provides all sorts of meaningful jobs in our economy, should stimulate our University of Hawaii, and bringing in the attention to Hawaii as the global plug for wave energy systems. Come test them out, the companies pay, the money goes through the economy, and everything is stimulated. And we aren't 92% reliant on fossil fuel. Wave energy converters, by the way, produce electricity for probably about half the cost of what we're paying now. So you take your utility bill, this isn't one, but say it's a utility bill,
Cut
and
it in half.
right in half, and wouldn't that be beautiful? And you're feeling good about it. Oh, by the way, Jay, I need to say, because if any viewers are out there and are concerned thinking that wave energy is going to be located in their favorite surfing spot, that's not where the wave energy systems are located. They're generally 2 to 3 miles offshore, or possibly in an existing breakwater that's already there. Spain has done that, by the way.
I read.
They went to their breakwater and they said, okay, we have this existing system. The wave climate's good enough. We're going to make a puka in the system and drop in a shore-based wave energy system. It's working.
We can do that all around the islands. And there's one company from Australia that's putting together an installation, the northwest point of Maui.
Right.
What's the status of that? How's that doing? What can we expect?
It's doing fine. It's called Ocean Links, OceanLinx. And they're in the process of doing their environmental review and going through the federal regulatory process, which I'm hoping is going to be somewhat competent and short.
Hope so.
I know.
You know, permitting is such a big problem on all of these energy initiatives, and permitting has stopped a number of them, even though they seem to me that they're good ideas. You know, there's half a dozen threads. We've got to move ahead on all of them.
Oh, I know.
And we've got to get to a point where we can make, a sort of a rational array, a combination of things that will feed all of the parts of the grid. And if we get stuck on one of them or the other of them because of permitting issues, well, we throw off the balance, we throw off the prospect going forward.
One of the things I would like to see happen is to have the wave energy converter in the water off of Maui the next time President Obama comes to the islands, because obviously growing up here, he knows about the power of the ocean. But I would like him to actually see one of those systems in the water and then realize, okay, maybe the administration is talking about wind and solar and in some places hydro, these other powers. Here's one that's really viable, working, and makes sense. So I would think then we would see the administration coming forth with more support and more attention for the wave energy. Scotland, I wanted to just give you another thing. Scotland has just come up with its marine energy roadmap, which of course we don't have a roadmap nationally or even statewide for marine energy. They have said that the marine energy industry can provide up to 12,500 jobs, contributing in US dollars 4 billion with a B, to the Scottish economy by the year 2020. Scotland's about 5 times the size of Hawaii. So if you take that down a bit and divide it by 5, significant impact for Hawaii. But we don't have a roadmap. We should, and we ought to know how to get from where we are today to where we need to go. We have a law in place saying that we can create renewable energy zones, and those include wave. We have a renewable energy facilitator to help companies through the permit process so it doesn't drag them down, right? So we have some things in place, and we have a wave energy climate that has been mapped by EPRI, so we know the good sites, the good locations, but we don't have an actual renewable energy, ocean renewable energy roadmap. And we need it with benchmarks where we say we're going to get here by next year, here by the following year.
And we have to have a way to bring those local entrepreneurs out of the woodwork.
Yes.
And get them excited and get their eyes all wide and have them go in there and think they're going to make money, have a good life, you know, and be part of this. And that's the big problem about the capital. So,
well, capital is a huge issue, and that's where I hope so much that your organization, your group, your members are going to really let the legislators know clearly that without the capital, we're dead in the water.